Hi everyone, this is Shruti from Team Beef Race, the creators of Explorazor. It's my pleasure to give you a very quick demonstration of how Explorazor has been helping consumer goods industry. So Explorazor has been built especially for brand managers so that they can conduct ad hoc analysis and test out their hypothesis on data at their fingertips. So our aim is to empower brand managers. So first and foremost, what we do is we combine all of your data sets, your Nielsen data, Cantor data, primary sales, secondary sales, all of these data sets that you deal with in order to understand how your brand is actually performing is all unified and harmonized and uploaded into Explorazor so that you as a brand manager can start querying and test out your hypothesis and understand what are the red flags and white spots that need your attention. So let's see how this works, right? Um, I have a brand called Alpha Supplement in the data, so I can, as I type out the keywords, the platform gives me suggestions, and I want to look at the market share value of this data of this brand, and I want to look at this data at a quarterly level and at an all India market. And I click on ask. So within a few clicks, the platform has actually looked at the data that I was searching for and gives me this tabular view of the data first. Because this is a trend data, I can convert it into a line graph or whatever visualization seems fit to me. I will convert this one into a line graph, and I can clearly see that the market share has actually fallen since the last two quarters. So, as a brand manager, would want to understand what is actually impacting my market share. So, there are many metrics, right, that could have impacted my market share. Let's start by looking at primary and secondary sales. So, as I type out primary sales, the platform suggests me these key suggestions like column headers or values within your data, and then I select the one that I'm actually looking for. Similarly, I'm typing out secondary sales value and I click on ask. So now let's look if primary sales and secondary sales value are trending in a similar manner. And guess what? We see that actually, yeah, primary, secondary have both fallen as well. So we can see yellow and red lines of primary and secondary sales respectively. Now, maybe the sales values might have impacted market share, but there could be certain demand generation metrics such as advertisements or the GRPs that could have impacted my sales. So let's also look if those are the culprits, if those have any impact, right? So I'm going to look at the spends and the GRP of the last few quarters and click on ask again. Right. So I can see that there was a spike in spends in the previous quarter in yellow. And I see that GRP then, because it takes time for your advertisement spend to actually show the ROI, I can see that it started increasing over the quarter and it has reached a certain level. But still, your market share and your sales values have been down. What does that mean, right? It could be that people did view your ads, but that didn't make them get up and go and buy your product. Maybe there was not enough traction. Maybe there was some more work needed in the content of the advertisement. Yeah, that could be one of the takeaway. But let's also look at the weighted distribution and the share among handlers. Also, before that, I also want to look at this particular visual every month. I will want to pin this insight, which will be added to my dashboard. Let's keep adding also some of the insights that we want to see. So now let's look at weighted distribution and share among handlers and click on ask. See if there's any effect on the market share there. So, okay, we have weighted distribution in yellow, which has fallen down. Okay, market share, as we know, has fallen down. In red, we have share among handlers, which has actually improved, which is this is interesting, right? Typically, when weighted distribution falls, many other metrics typically tends to fall. But if SEH has increased, it means that there is demand at the store level. It means that you need to push your products into or into more stores or improve the distribution to the stores. So you see how I looked at market share falling down and I looked at so many other metrics and I was able to understand what is happening and what can be done and what are the things that need my attention as a brand manager of Alpha Supplement. So I hope this gives you an idea of how Explorazor helps you test out your hypothesis and arrive at things much faster as compared to looking at data in Excels or visuals, purely visuals that are statically set for you. I can also go down to granular levels of the data, right? So we saw that primary sales had actually fallen. So let's look at why and where or what regions or brands contributed to it. So let's say I want to look at the absolute growth or decline of primary sales value for Alpha Supplement at quarterly levels, as we had already seen before. Okay, so firstly, I get a tabular view of the data. I think this one needs a tabular view. So we see that there was a 78,743 amount decline as compared to the previous quarter. So I would want to diagnose what happened here or what contributed to the decline, right? I click on perform root cause analysis by right clicking on the cell, and this opens up a window which will allow me as a brand manager to go down to the granular levels of the data. So I have data at ASM level. So I'll check out what are the ASMs that have been lagging. So I see Varanasi, Delhi, Vijayawada all need attention. I can then look at the distributors in the data in each of the ASMs and see which needs attention. Yashoda, Matulya, Delhi needs, Amazon retail, Zephyr, etc. etc. Similarly, I can look at the sub brands under Alpha Supplement and find out the culprits that need immediate attention, which we can see in this case is Vitafit. So this is how I can also go down to the granular levels of the data. So like you conduct drill down in your data, similarly, the platform will enable you to do it for many metrics, not just primary sales. You can look out for secondary sales, volume, value, everything. So this is how Explorazor has been built to make it very, very easy for the end user to test out hypotheses, to look at various factors, to not limit themselves to the limited amount of information they have, to test out the horizons and figure out what actually is the problem and have proof for it. Some of the insights that we pinned, it's on the dashboard over here. So the dashboard is shareable and interactable. So you can interact with your colleagues or your managers. You can ask them to check something out, comment and assign it to them, or you can just share this entire thing with another user at edit level or view access level, and then you kind of interact with folks. You can also change the mode, the view of the dashboard, and even remove certain aspects that you don't want to view. So this is how Explorazor works. I hope this demo gives you an idea of how a brand manager can benefit from this kind of a tool. What is the aim behind building this tool? And in case you want to, discuss more with us about what are the current challenges for your organization and how we can help you bring your data together and then empower your brand managers with a tool like this, we'd be happy to discuss. So do reach out to us at sales@explorazor.com. Thank you very much.